In a world where video games rule supreme, there's one leader that can take us to the top. And that leader...
It's a voice changer. I thought you guys would be there and not back there. It seemed like a really good idea at the time, but you guys came in the back and not the front. Yeah. About that.
Here we go! Okay, let's go!
And welcome everybody to episode 4 of the 1UP XP show. This week we jump into a newer game called SplitGate. Now, if you've heard of SplitGate, you understand what it is, but if you haven't, this game puts two very popular games together, if you will. If you've ever heard of Portal, that is one game that it looks like, and then Halo is the other game that it looks like. So Portal, we'll start with that, is you shoot a portal on the wall, and then you shoot another portal on the wall, and you can walk through it, essentially time traveling to that other portal. So if you shot one on this wall and then you shot one on that wall, you could look through this wall and see what's on the other side. It's pretty mind-bending until you get used to it. And then Halo, if you've never heard of that, is PvP, player versus person combat, first person, and SplitGate is 4v4 in some of the modes. And then it also has free-for-all, which is everybody against everybody. But they essentially took Portal and Halo and mashed them together. So you can shoot a portal over there and a portal over there, sneak behind your enemy and shoot them. It's pretty wild, but a lot of fun. And today, Clam joined me as well as Lifestyles, and we tried our hand at SplitGate. It was a lot of fun. Played two different game modes. Free-for-all, where everybody was against everybody. I was even against Clam and Lifestyles. And then Domination, where you have to capture points and hold them longer than anybody else as a team, 4v4. So let's jump into SplitGate and see how these highlights went. Four-gun destruction. Free-for-all. 25 kills to win. 8 minutes.
I'm gonna kill this guy right here. He's right beside me. You're about to die.
Get him, Clam.
You're literally right here. I hope it's Flake.
Free-for-all.
It's not me.
Lost the lead. Tied the leader.
It's Lifestyles. I've McFallen.
That was just rude.
I just smoked him. Uh-oh. I might not make this, chat. I'm dead.
No, you're not. I'm watching you dying right now, dude. Did you make it?
No. Definitely didn't make it.
I saw you scoot over there.
I missed the platform that I needed to jump on.
We're against Wasabi again?
Yep. He's winning. Clearly.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die.
Oh!
Stop, stop, stop. Let me kill Wasabi. God dang it.
I got both of you.
Gain the lead.
What?
Tied the leader.
How am I not hitting you?
Well, you hit me. You just didn't kill me.
I died.
King Slayer.
Got him. Oh boy.
King Slayer.
No way, bro.
Yeah, bruh.
14 health, man. That's stupid. Leave me
Okay.
alone.
Oh!
Can't go through there.
Oh! He meleeed me. Nickelodeon.
Kingslayer gained the lead.
Gained the lead. Oh, come on, man. Oh, how did you just die?
Wasabi. He's watching the holes.
Gained
Haha.
the lead.
Didn't get through the hole that time.
Hey!
What? Next time I'll use mustard. Wait, what?
He's chasing you with a bat.
Ow! He killed me with a baseball bat.
Bet she's not cracked at Fortnite.
Yeah, dude. No! Wait. Oh, you
Wait, I
Oh,
killed
man.
you. Lifestyles killed me.
you had 4 health, dude. Oh, there's a guy.
Debated, son.
Oh, I got 3rd. Bruh. Domination. 600
I
points.
love
Oasis.
Oasis.
Oh, dude, look at his rainbow suit.
I know the rain. It's so good.
They didn't take C? What are they doing?
Oh, no.
Lost.
I got a shotgun? Game over? I'm going to C.
C secure.
I don't think they're playing.
Whoa. Whee!
Oh, this is not good.
Bye, nerd. Bye, nerd.
Did you just kill the guy that I was killing?
Maybe.
Yeah, you did.
How do you throw a grenade with?
Losing A. Killing spree.
Oh, I got a kill?
A lost.
We're
Ow!
actually running this team.
No. They're on C.
I got the other one. I got A.
I can't hit anything now, dude.
Double kill.
They're gonna be spawning close to B.
Oh, get turned
You're
on, nerd.
You're welcome.
Double kill.
Thank you. Coming from mid.
Killing spree. Losing C. C lost. B secured. Kingslayer.
Oh my god. They're pushing B right now.
Yeah.
All right. What?
That sounds like a heck of a day, dude. Oh, man, that guy just got smoked.
Yep. Coming from mid.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but we're winning pretty hard.
Yeah.
Secured.
What's the max for this game? Like, what's the...
I don't know, to be honest with you. I just shoot people.
I just shoot
Game
people.
over. Victory.
Throwing a heater.
And if you could tell from those highlights, that game takes a little bit to get used to, but is a lot of fun once you start getting the portaling down. And then when you figure out the maps, yeah, Splitgate is a good time. And you'll see more of that on this channel as well. But regardless, a good time. Clam, as well as Lifestyles, always fun to hang out with. But But coming up next on the 1UP XP show, we sit down with our first podcast that we're highlighting this week, and it is BDawg, my good friend from Guidance Gaming, who set up a program, was pro for a little bit, and then became a content creator. Love that right after the break. And welcome back, everyone, to the 1UP XP show. Our first podcast that we're highlighting here that released this week is with my good friend BDawg, Brendan. He is part of the organization Guidance Gaming, which I used to be a part of. I am now part of Lazarus, but great people over there. And he has really gone through a lot of esports with setting up the esports R6 team at the University of Toledo, and then also dabbling in R6 as a pro, and it's called Rainbow Six Siege. And then he also became a content creator after the fact. We sat down with him and see where this road is taking him.
I was like, I still want to do this competitive thing. I'm
Right.
like 22 years old, last year and a half or so of school. And then I heard that Toledo had an esports program, but they weren't in Rainbow. They were pretty much in like League,
Right.
Overwatch, and like Hearthstone. I was like, hey, I went and talked to them, joined the meetings. They were like, holy cow, you have a lot of experience in competitive. And so I joined like their board of advisors or whatever of how to like build a brand in esports and stuff.
Correct.
And then I was like, hey, can I start a Rainbow Six team? And they're like, absolutely. So
yes.
I just made like, I didn't know anybody at Toledo that played Rainbow other than me. I was like, hey, who wants to play? And sure enough, we were able to make 2 teams right off the rip.
Oh, that's nice.
We had and then tryouts, we did the whole tryout process with an A team and a B team.
And so like when you have 2 different teams, one is challenger, one is, or is there, what were the tiers on it? Just varsity, junior varsity, or was it based on game?
It was, so with Rainbow, we had like a gold and blue team, and our blue team was the top team and our gold team was the lower team.
Got you.
And then we'll talk about later how Rainbow Six Collegiate is run.
Right.
But basically one's playing in an upper league and one's playing in a lower league.
Right.
And I coached them as well as I competed a little bit when they needed me, just because I was still enrolled. And then I actually competed on LAN with that team at a tournament hosted by Purdue. It was hosted by Purdue in Indianapolis as my last event as a student.
Okay.
And then
How'd you do?
We got second place.
But
I was the MVP for the tournament, though.
That a boy. Give me a brief glimpse into that for people who might be starting programs or might be interested in being a board for esports rather than obviously playing it, because there's more than just playing the game to esports or video games in general. But what did the board look like when you were sitting on it?
A lot of times it was a lot of discussions of how are we going to build the program as
Right.
far as membership. So that's going to be a lot of what people are running into, is trying to build membership, and not just with games that they're already involved in, but
Correct.
other games as well. So we had like a president, a vice president, we had, a director of like a content director, and then we had all of the heads of each game. So
Each
like
game.
I was the head
Okay.
of Rainbow Six.
Got you.
And then, head of League of Legends was, I think my biggest achievement, to be honest,
Mhm.
was just taking a bunch of kids that were not good at Rainbow Six at all, to be honest,
And making a great team.
and making a good team out
Yeah.
of them. I mean, within a few months, I took them from, which like ranked and competitive is like kind of like a rank doesn't matter in competitive, but at the same time, it does indicate your individual skill level.
Right.
And they were all like silvers, bronzes, right? Like
Right.
I don't think any of them were even gold in the game.
And to give everybody kind of a background, if you haven't played R6, bronze is the lowest, correct?
Copper's lowest.
Copper, we always
Yeah.
call it paper or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Dirt
copper's
level.
the lowest. And then you have, what, diamond at the top? I know there's some that have diamond. Or,
Now there's champ, but yeah, diamond.
okay.
Yep, diamond. And so they were like almost the lowest rank you can be. And then within just a couple months, they're all competent ranked players. So individually, they have enough skills to be able to play the game at a pretty decently
right.
high level. And then the first season, the top team is already in the top league for CR6, which is Collegiate Rainbow Six, which
That's
is like,
awesome.
it was the biggest collegiate league for Rainbow at the time.
Jumping into content creation now, you are a huge brand guy. You are a content creator for Guidance. How does this differ from esports, or can it go hand in hand? I know a lot of people pro and creating content, maybe like we said at the beginning of the show, isn't the same thing. But what do you see in your eyes? Can it go hand in hand? Is it the same as content creation?
So I'm going to bring out a quote from Hector Rodriguez or Optic Hex from Optic Gaming, and that quote is "Content is king."
Yeah.
And I don't care if you're an esports hardcore. I mean, I literally was a semi-professional Rainbow Six player, and
Right.
I know content is king. However you look at it, at the end of the day, content is going to win out. So if you're a pro player, if you're an aspiring pro player, if you're just getting into esports, you've never even played a tournament before, build your brand.
Yep.
Build your content brand, build something that you can take from game to game, because I mean, your favorite game right now might be Valorant, which is the biggest FPS in the world right now.
Yep.
Sometime that's going to be dead. There's going to be a new game that you're going to be playing,
Yep.
and you're going to have to move on. And the way you do that is your brand. And I think esports and content has to be hand in hand. It just has to be. You can't be a pro player without, or as successful as a pro as you could be without building your brand with content.
The 1UP XP Show will be right back after this break. And welcome back, everyone, to the 1UP XP Show. Our next podcast that we're highlighting is a two-parter. This is where I started getting people that really wanted to talk, and we got sidetracked, and our podcast started getting to an hour and even over an hour. So we're splitting those up into two each week. And our first split podcast, part one, you may know him as Matrym, Matt Oattes. He is a caster, as well as many other things in the esports world, but he mainly casts. He didn't want to end up casting, or didn't know he'd be end up casting, but that's where he is now and loving it. But his trip down this road that has led him to casting has been amazing nonetheless. And we sit down with Matrym and get how he started in video games, where he went to school for video games, and how he ended up with casting. Let's see what he had to say. Start us off with your background in video games. Everybody's interested where it started, how it started. So what was your background in video games?
Okay, very simple. I'm a military brat that then my dad retired and then took over a ranch in the central Texas area.
Okay.
So I've been an only child this whole time. And so video games were just like the only thing to do, because like I lived so far out of town. The high school I graduated from had a population 3,000, and I lived 20 minutes outside of that. So you can imagine not a lot of socialization. So like things like Final Fantasy games, anything that was long form and didn't require internet,
Right.
I just played a ton of.
Yep.
And then the internet came along, EverQuest came along, MMOs came along,
Yep.
Halo came out after that. It was just a progression, is something that has just always been a part of my life. Went to school then for video game programming and design.
Nice.
Then ended up stepping away from that and doing like a more, I guess, business official kind of desk job, using
Right.
everything I learned from that.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of transitioned to that into esports as it followed later on. It's just I've kind of bounced around in a whole bunch of different areas, but video games has been one of the kind of core consistent aspects of my life all the way through.
So you mentioned that you went to school for video game programming. What kind of drew you to the broadcasting side of it? Was there a reason why you kind of left the programming behind?
I started watching more and more esports, then started trying to organize, because I was like, okay, well, I know production, because again, off of the theater and debate scholarships, I had to like take theater classes and TV production classes and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And all the video game software and all the, I guess, streaming software. I mean, a director of IT, it's not like I couldn't figure that stuff out.
Right.
So I just kind of combined my knowledge of the two of them and started helping run production on shows. Every single time I would run production on it, everybody would be like, Matt, why are you not casting? Listen to your voice. You're perfect for this. You should be doing it more. But I was doing it as a thing because my daughter was asleep at the time. So I was like, well, I can't yell and scream while my daughter's asleep. I don't want to wake her up. And then it's kind of funny. I got into a new relationship, got engaged, and my now present wife said, hey, this is something that you care a lot about, and I want to start helping you pursue your dreams. So before I proposed, I started looking for gigs and starting to do casting and esports work on a more professional basis.
Right.
The same day I got my first paid gig, the first offer for it is also the same day that I proposed to my wife.
Let's get into some of the achievements that you've had over the years. I found this very interesting. You helped build the semi-pro Overwatch League, correct?
Correct. This is true. A lot of the big players for the Overwatch League
Okay.
kind of got their start in some of the leagues that I helped build. There were a lot of the Gosu weeklies that were occurring at the time. If you're a big Overwatch fan, you're going to know what I'm talking about.
Right.
That was back whenever Hex and ZP were doing the casting.
Correct.
And it was
Yep.
like kind of the start with a lot of those teams. While that was going on before the Overwatch League had started, there wasn't actually a lot of semi-pro that was going on. We kind of ended up in this weird middle ground of we knew something big was coming, but nothing was really happening at the time.
Right.
So we just kind of found this opportunity where we started just running more and more events, and we got on a set schedule, and then we just had like an influx of people that were the players that were trying to grow, or people that had never been a part of esports before but were trying that out,
Right.
or just friends that were getting together and like making teams. It was very, very interesting because the amount of people that I met there
Mhm.
that then propelled me into other career opportunities was kind of insane. Like a prime example, one of the people that I cast with, Hypoc,
Yep.
he was a pro player in PUBG,
Correct.
but he was also a semi-pro player that I casted in Overwatch in those semi-pro events before that.
Really?
So I've actually been working around Hypoc for about 4 years now. Yeah.
And you can catch both of those podcasts with BDawg and Matrym's first part of his hour-long podcast wherever you stream podcasts, as well as our website, SoundCloud, and also Spotify. We have one last segment coming up. We'll be right back. And just as quickly as we come back, we got to leave. But thank you, everyone, so much for joining me for the 4th episode of the 1UP XP Show. Be good, stay safe, take care. I'll see you Monday.
Here we go.